Hey guys, welcome to Chris Mack. For today's video, I have the 2022 Audi Q4 E-Tron. I'm going to show you around this vehicle, then we're going to take it for a drive. As always, please sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn notifications. Let's get into this video, shall we? Of the 2022 Audi Q4 E-Tron, you can't see right next to you do have the Sportback version, but we are going to take a look at this Prestige regular version right here. As tested, it's about $75,000, but with all of the tax credits and everything that you do get, vehicle is costing about $65,000 as so equipped. This is dressed in a Mythos black exterior color, and this is a Prestige package. Does come with the S-Line package for $2,200. Does give you these 10-spoke black wheels, 235 with tires up front with 255 staggered in the rears. You do also get the blacked out trimming with the S-Line package, as well as the square steering wheel, the sport front seats, and all blacked out trim. Yeah, that Audi RS5 is nice. Look at that thing, Nardo gray. But back into the video, shall we? So you can see up front, you do have the new evolution of the Audi grille. So you have a whole blacked out theme right there. Since there's no engine, doesn't need that functional grille. You have a little bit of functioning air vents down there for cooling the battery. Of course, this does have the full LED matrix headlights. You see it does the whole dance theme right there, which is pretty cool. This does come on the Prestige pack. S-Line is scripted right there. Of course, you do have power folding mirrors on the Q4 E-Tron with keyless entry for all 4 door handles. Up top, you do have a full panoramic glass roof. It is tilt and slide open. Coming around to the rear of the Q4 E-Tron, you can see you do have a full LED light bar that goes all the way across with a sporty diffuser down there. Opening the tailgate, you will find 25 cubic feet of space. You can also use the key fob right there. We'll pick that tag up later, but you do have 25 cubic feet of space, LED illumination, some storage right there, as well as a charging port. Of course, you do have a cargo cover right there to cover up your cargo, as well as lock the doors. Looking on this side right here, you can't see, you have your charging port. You just push in to open that. Let's speak on specs of the Q4 E-Tron. It does have an 82 kilowatt hour battery, 295 horses, vehicle's about 4,800 pounds, and it will get 241 miles on a full charge. Now, rated charging times is on a 125 kilowatt hour charger is about 5 to 80% in 38 minutes. Let's go ahead and check out the interior of the Q4 E-Tron. Of course, got Quattro badging right there, as power is routed to all 4 wheels. Hopping into the interior of the Q4 E-Tron, I have the seat adjusted for my height at 5'6", and as you can see right there, you have no drivetrain hump, as this vehicle is electric. You do have HVAC controls right there with 2 USB-C ports, a 12-volt charger, 2 cargo nets right there, and I do love these sport seats with the nice leather finish on the back. Storage compartment right there with 2 cup holders. Now, speaking of the specs in the rear seat, I have about 6-7 inches of leg room with about 2-3 inches of headroom. You can see right there with the Prestige pack, you do get the Sonos 10-speaker sound system, and I do like the tint on the back windows right there, a little bit darker than the fronts. Here's a quick look to the front cabin. But yeah, let's go ahead and hop into the driver's seat of the Q4 E-Tron, where all of the action happens. Can see right there, you do have your seat controls right there, 4-way lumbar support. You got your window controls right there, automatic, power folding mirrors, 2-person memory. Of course, you do have the piano black trim right there. And of course, they use environmentally friendly materials on the interior of the vehicle. Of course, it is a black interior. Now, popping the front of the Q4 E-Tron, let me show you guys what's under there. This is actually my first time actually looking under here, but let's see what it got. So you can see right there, unlike the Tesla Model Y, which has a frunk, this actually houses all of your batteries for the dual mode setup. Let's go ahead and hop into the interior of the Q4. You got your gas brake pedal down there with your light controls, as well as fog lights. Tilt telescoping steering wheel with your adaptive cruise controls, which you will try on the road, lane keeping assist, and so on. Stepping height in the Q4 isn't too bad, so we go ahead and turn it on. You push the button right there, brake and hit the button. See, the vehicle starts up. Now, I do like this square design steering wheel right there. That is pretty cool. There we go. But you see the vehicle does turn off every time you put it into park. Yeah. There we go. But you can see you do have your digital gauge cluster right there. Both 10-inch displays right there. You do have a clear, crisp head-up display, as you guys can see up top. It does have your lane keeping assist information. You can also put your navigation information and so on up there. Looking at the gauge cluster, you can see this is your full digital dash right there, or cockpit. And you use the different toggles right there to toggle through your date. You can also put up your navigation right there. Hit the view button to expand it on this side of the steering wheel. And then you can also control your different settings right there. I have to say that's definitely my favorite view when you have it expanded, and then you can really see the different views of the navigation, or as well as the maps. And also you can also put your other telematic displays on there. Now, of course, the paddle shifters are for your Regen braking, which we will try on the road with several different modes. On this side, you have your heated steering wheel in 3 stages. It's actually on and off, but you have your voice commands, phone, telematics, and so on this side. Wiper controls on that side. Looking right here at the MMI display, I do like that it is kind of tilted a little bit towards the driver, making it feel more driver focused. One other thing to point out, you see the aluminum trim right there above the screen as well as below it. This also comes with the S-Line package. It's like a brushed aluminum trim right there, which is nice. Looking at the infotainment, you have your radio with winding Sirius XM radio. Let's turn that down so we don't get copyright. But you have your media functions right there. So we are going to try out a quick Apple CarPlay connectivity test. Let's see how good that connects. So you see, you just go ahead and connect it in Bluetooth on your iPhone. You got to obviously be in the vehicle and just give it a minute to load up. We'll probably come back to this, let it give it a minute to load. Of course, you do have your navigation, so we are going to try a quick navigation test. I do love the feedback, though, of this MMI display, and I love that it's touch. I'm glad to see the Germans incorporating touchscreen, and of course, you do have writing function as well. Boom. As you guys can see, the navigation starts up with no problem at all, and it's very easy to use. And you can see right there, you do have it in the digital cockpit right there, so you can have it basically right here in your line of sight. And you can also see it right there in the head-up display where it'll show you turn-by-turn navigation. You set that nice cancel button to get out of there. So you have your navigation, phone apps, vehicle settings. Just like with all the other Audi models, you have your drive select right there. So you got your different drive modes, some efficiency for max range. You also have a comfort mode, which is like the default, nice bit of normal as well as economy mixed in. You have an automatic, which will change on the fly. Dynamic, as well as a individual mode, so you can actually customize how you want everything set up. So you can have comfortable steering with the sporty drive if you want just a little bit more lighter steering, something like that. But looking right here, you have your charging and efficiency. So right there, it will show you how much battery usage you are using. Right now, we're at 92%. It'll show you last time we charged the vehicle. And you also do have a range mode right there. To maximize the remaining range when you get down to a lower percentage. Lighting and visibility. So you got your exterior lighting with the Matrix LED lighting on the Prestige pack. Interior lighting as well. So you got your full ambient lighting colors. You can see right there, this thing is very bright. You can honestly see even during the daytime, you got blue right there. And you got a little bit of blue right there under the door sills right there, which is pretty cool. So if you turn on your headlights, the ambient lighting gets even brighter. Look at that. You got your different colors right there. So you have impulse, just like a red. You got solar, vision. Get this nice yellow right there. It's pretty cool. It's crazy. You can see this during the day like crazy. You also got rain sensing wipers for your visibility, air conditioning controls, so you can basically put up your HVAC controls right there. You got parking here right here, so you got your parking sensors for the front and the rear, as well as automatic emergency braking when you are coming out of a parking spot. Driver assistance technology right there This does have speed limit assist, traffic light information, adaptive cruise, lane keeping assist, and the full suite of driver assistance, which you do expect in your Prestige package. You got other settings right there for your service intervals. You can also customize your buttons, vehicle information, and so on. You can also customize your favorite button right there. This button will change your other settings right there. So these settings right here actually control more so the center screen right there. It does also have like your little built-in Wi-Fi and other telematics. This thing really does go in depth. Messages, you even got your weather, telematics, news, and so on. Let's see if we can get the media to work. Now this does have a 10-speaker Sonos sound system, so we're going to try out the audio to see how good it is.
Let's go. Yo, I'm liking at it. Do I gotta have it? I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it. Fuse like a magnet. Lose, won't have it till I'm doomed in a casket. I ain't playing, got a weird mind.
As you can see, the Sonos sound system is actually pretty good. It does have 10 speakers with 4 subwoofers around the interior, and I have to say it does provide a good amount of bass, and the quality is very crystal clear. Pulling that up right there, you do have your battery functions right there. You got your wipers, so your wiper controls. You can also turn off the MMI display. Phone connectivities, Wi-Fi connectivity, as well, so on. Down here, you do have dual zone climate control with 3-stage heated front seats. I do wish it did have cool seats, but you do have dual zones as well as a zone in the back seat. So you got 3 individual zones throughout the whole vehicle. Down here, you do have your drive select right there for your different drive modes. Nice little shortcut button, or you can use the infotainment screen right there. Hazards with your traction control button right there. So you got your sport. If you hold it all the way down, everything will turn off. Push button start. You do have your driver assistance shortcut button right there. So you can customize all your driver assistance, which I showed you guys a minute ago. And then you do have your camera stuff right there. So you got your different backup camera view with trajectory lines. So you put it into reverse. You got trajectory lines, and it's very crystal clear. Do wish it did have 360 camera. I mean, for the price tag, I feel like it's really missing that. But I'm looking down here. I do love this floating center console right here. Kind of reminds me like a minivan a little bit. You got some storage right there with 2 USB-C ports. Some more storage down there. And you do have 2 cup holders, which are a pretty good size for the US market. Right in here, you do have a little bit of storage. And the armrest is adjustable. It's honestly not too bad, but as a shorter individual, I do wish it did slide a little bit further. But up top, you can see you do have a full panoramic glass roof with touch sensitive buttons, which work, okay. But personally, I prefer like the physical buttons, but the touch buttons aren't too bad. So you do have a full panoramic glass sunroof, and you do have LED illumination, which is touch sensitive, telematic displays, and so on. Auto dimming rearview mirror, and you do have a visor right there. Hope you guys are liking the video. But let's go ahead and get on the road and check out the Q4 E-Tron, shall we? Alright, so setting off in the Q4 E-Tron. Now I am riding passenger, as this is a demo vehicle and Audi specified employees are required to drive the vehicle. So I'm going to give you guys a passenger perspective. I'll give a shout out to the employees for helping me out. But obviously we're starting out in this comfort setting. So right now we're at about 91%. And already off the back, I can already tell that this thing probably has more range than the 241 miles suggested by Audi. Speaking of visibility out the front, rear, and sides, you can see it is pretty good. Now the Sportback with these slightly more sloped seat pillars, it definitely slopes down around the seat pillars, so you really can't see it a little bit as much. But yeah, this thing's pretty smooth so far. This is like the electric Q5, if I had to call it that. To the right. But yep, around city driving, the Q5 is pretty normal. Let's get in left lane. It's gonna be a left on Goldsboro. You can see even in this auto mode, which is like the kind of dynamic function right here, make a left. But you can see it does have pretty good power. So of course you do have your regular drive, and you do have a battery mode right there, which will max out your regen. So if you take your foot off the brake, the vehicle will automatically stop by itself and recharge the battery. So you see when you have it in battery mode like it is now, it does do a full regen where when you let off the accelerator and you brake, it will slow down by itself. You just go ahead and toggle back up into regular drive. Now of course you do have different drive modes. So you got auto and dynamic right there. For maximum power, all 295 horsepower is on tap. Now speaking of the vehicle, as far as overall length, it's about 180 inches long, so it's about a Honda Civic size, actually a little bit smaller, which I think is pretty cool. The packaging on this is pretty good and shows you how well EVs can be packaged in a tight, small package. But you can see right there, you can't see the handling is pretty good as well. And all electric power is on tap. And I actually do like this better than the Q5 as far as what you get. And you get the range. And you get more backseat legroom, which is pretty cool. Now, of course, this one being a prestige package at $65,000 has the full suite of driver assistance. It's going to be right on River Road. But you got adaptive cruise control, lane keeping assist, automatic emergency braking. And, of course, when you hit the shortcut button right there in the center console, it'll show you all of that. And if you look in the virtual cockpit, you got your speed limit. So we'll tell you the speed, which is pretty cool. To the right. Just stop right here. You have
Have to stop?
Yeah. Try a little acceleration. All right, let's try a little acceleration. Go to like 60. You can see right there that was about 5.8 seconds to 60 miles an hour. Honestly, feels about 5.5 seconds in real world when it's not too hot outside and you have pretty good charge in the battery. But it is very quick and peppy. This thing's about 4,800 pounds, so it really hauls for how much it weighs. What we are going to do is go ahead and hit the highway and see how the Q4 E-Tron does at a little bit higher speeds. Alright, so we're getting onto the highway, and let's see how the Q4 E-Tron does on the highway. Now I can already tell though, I've driven the Kia EV6, Ioniq 5, and so on. Now speaking on those, I do have to say though that I do like the driver assistance of the EV6 and all those, where you have the smart park function and all that. I do wish this did have the 360 camera. That's like the only thing missing, as well as like automatic parking. But other than that, I have to say this thing is a lot more quieter and smoother on the highway. And you got the full suite of Audi adaptive cruise control functions and so on. So it's down there on the stock wheel. So you got a full suite of Audi cruise control right there. We have 3 following distances, and you see let off, and it'll basically stay in the lanes. And then you have your lane keeping assist. And you see right there, this thing is just, it drives itself. It's pretty smooth. So it's using the camera up top and it's following the traffic in front of you. And it works very good. Of course, you got your blind spot assist. You guys can see that mirror over there. And the cabin is very crushed and quiet at high speeds, which I do like. Definitely quieter than the last Tesla or even like the Ioniq 5 EV6. This is definitely the quietest that I've actually driven so far. And it just soaks up the bumps with the suspension. It's very smooth. couple other things I do like about the Q4 E-Tron. It does have the nice ambient lighting, and you just have the whole nicer material feel on the interior. You got environmentally friendly materials on the inside with this nice aluminum trim, which really brightens up the cabin. Even though it's a black interior, it's a lot nicer. Exit at this. Yeah, go for it. Oh no, it's a regular. Yeah, it's gonna be this next one. But yeah, I honestly can't complain about the Q4 E-Tron on the highway, and I can honestly predict that in the right predictions or the right time, like environment, you could probably get about 260 miles of range, so about 20 more. This being at about 92%. You can see even with the whole battery charge thing right now, we started off with like 93%. We're at 88% right now, and that's in dynamic mode with everything going on, and I honestly can't complain. Now, of course, you do have your individual setting right there, so you can't customize everything. So it drives in sport, and you can see the suspension is in comfort, so it's a little bit more softer. Now, compared to the Tesla Model Y, I do like the ergonomics of this interior, where instead of having just this big iPad right there, you have the nice sweeping gauge cluster right there with dual digital displays and a nice clear head-up display in front of you with your speed, your adaptive cruise, your radio functions, as well as navigation functions as well. Oh, look, there's a nice green G82 M4. But I'm putting it back into its battery mode. You can see the Regen function right there is very good. And if you use the paddle shifters, it will increase and decrease the Regen functions. So you got 3 different modes right there for the Regen. To the right. But I do love that virtual cockpit though right there in front of you. Really shows you everything in front of you on the road. Let's start right here. And then let's put it in dynamic. We'll just merge on when you have it open. Yeah, alright, we're gonna leave it in drive. Yeah. Around town driving is really where the Q4 E-Tron shines. As is all other electric vehicles, you don't have to worry about the transmission shock, having auto start stop kick on and off. It's just one drive and very smooth. And I have to say though, as far as like electric cars go, this is like the perfect segment for it. I mean, you got a whole bunch of options. Now I am excited to drive the Mercedes-Benz EQB 300/350 when that does come out. Customer deliveries are happening right now, but when I get my hands on one of those, I'll really be able to do like a full luxury comparison between this and that one, as they're in the same segment. And you do also have the Korean cars I told you about. You also have the Ford Mustang Mach-E, which does have okay range, but it's definitely a little bit less than this. But I do have to say though, after driving this, that this is actually pretty good, and I just can't complain. I like the packaging on this. This is obviously based on the Volkswagen ID4, has the same platform and literally the same engine or battery, as you call it, since it is an EV as so. But you got the same dual mode setup, 241 miles of range. But yeah, maybe I should review ID4 soon. Let me know in the comments. But yeah, you get the little whirring noise too when you get on it. It's pretty cool. I have to say that I do like the 295 horsepower. It is very punchy. Let's keep straight. This is like a 0 to 60 right here on the left-hand screen. It's like, so yeah, we got a little red light, so we are going to try a little acceleration. They open it up. You turn green, just all the way. And of course, with the Prestige Pack, you do get power seats over here on the passenger side. Same motion or range of motion with forward lumbar support, power back support, and bottom support as well. And 60 right there. And yeah, this thing is quick. But yeah, you guys can see right there, this is definitely more than enough power. Now obviously with the Kia EV6 and so on, they all have more power in the segment, but they're doing about 4.5 seconds to 60 miles an hour. This is about 5.8. But I do have to say though, you really don't need that much power in a segment like this unless you need like a performance vehicle. And I think the couple of things that you do look for when you are looking for a EV, especially an SUV, is 4 things. So is it practical? Does it have good range, decent performance, and plenty of technology? That's the 4 things I think you would look for when you are looking for a vehicle like so. But I do have to say, this may be one of my favorite EVs in the segment. Yeah, it's not the quickest, but I do like the interior, and I think that's what really counts at, the technology and so on. So as we get back into downtown Bethesda, we're going to go ahead and throw it back into its comfort setting, or basically your everyday setting, which you will drive in. Now as we wrap up the video and we get about 2 miles out from the dealership, what do I think about the Q4? And I do say I do like it. Definitely better than I think the Q5. Obviously you are paying a price premium for it being electric, as electric cars cost a little bit more at the moment, but definitely has more of a better packaging overall, and it does get me excited to see what Audi does do for the next generation Q5. It's gonna be right up here tonight. But yeah, it really does pack enough punch and plenty of technology. That's a whole wrap right there. But I do wish the Q4 did incorporate the 360 camera, as this being a prestige package costing about $65,000 or $75,000 before the tax credits and all that. I do wish it did have the full 360 camera and the automatic parking assist as standard. But other than that, I really can't complain about the Q4. Maybe, I don't know, massage driver's seat. But but yeah, that's about it. Ergonomics are very good. Car is easy to use. Low learning curve if you are an older individual, but other than that, there's no problem with this at all. So as always, guys, please sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications. This is Chris signing out, and I'll see you guys in the next one. More EV fun.